Nintendo sucks. Yeah, so I'm sure you guys already heard it. If you guys haven't, there is the Melee community. Since we're because we're in this whole pandemic and everything like that, the Melee community has been they've been playing online tournaments. There's this program called Slippy that allows you to play with other people around the world in Super Smash Bros. Melee. A game that doesn't have online functionality because the GameCube didn't have online functionality. The Melee community, they're not harming anyone. They're not doing anything. They're just over there, just minding their own business, not bothering anyone. Until Nintendo does what Nintendo does, they stick their nose in other people's business, they go up there and decide to put a cease and desist letter. They send the cease and desist letter to Big House to shut down their Melee tournament. Like, Nintendo has never, ever, I'm telling you, Nintendo has never, ever cared about the Smash community, nor have they ever liked the Smash community. And that's what pisses me and many other people off, man. It's like, it's so crazy how a company can make some of the most iconic video games and consoles ever, man. Like, they can make so many great games, but just be so freaking awful when it comes to business and how they treat their fans, man. It's like, I don't even like get this. It's like, first of all, it's like playing Super Smash Bros. Melee online isn't illegal, because first of all, most of the people that play Melee anyways have a GameCube and they have Super Smash Bros. Melee. It's like, and then also, like, the whole thing about emulators, dude, like, it's not wrong to own like a ROM or ISO on your computer if you own the freaking game. And if you're playing Super Smash Bros. Melee like professionally, you're going to have a freaking GameCube. But Nintendo just has this history. They've always had this history of just screwing with the Smash community, especially Melee. But they screw with the entire. They've screwed with every single Smash game. Have been screwed over by Nintendo. Like, Nintendo doesn't support the games really, and then when they quote unquote support the Smash community, it's pretty much just other companies just showing support for the Smash community. Then Nintendo just slaps their name on it if we're lucky enough to get support from the from the Nintendo. It's just been so much, man. It's like, it's been just so much vitriol that Nintendo has shown. This is so. Do you know how evil you have to? You know how evil you have to be? That there are so many people whose livelihoods, whose livelihood rest upon this game. This game is helping so many people from being homeless, for paying their bills, and Nintendo just won't even let them play it, man. Like, heck, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, for example. Hold on, let me get it. I'm gonna piss off so many Meta Knight mains right now, but you wanna know why this game, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, sucks, and from a competitive standpoint? Like, it's a great party game, a great little game to have fun with your friends, but this game is inferior to this game for one major reason. Super Smash Bros. Brawl, like its design standpoint, was made in spite of the competitive scene, because Nintendo has never liked the competitive scene. It's like Super Smash Bros. Brawl added tripping and made the pace of the game slower, just so people would stop playing Smash Bros. Competitively. And that obviously didn't work, because people started playing Brawl competitively, and then they still kept playing Melee. But it's like, it's just, Nintendo just does not. It's like, it's so crazy how they'll charge you $60 for a freaking video game. And then they tried to tell you how to play your video game. That is absolutely nuts. It's like, even back then, it's like MLG, which was kind of like a bigger company or whatever. But MLG, for those who don't know, MLG was really huge in like the growth of Melee as a spectator sport, as a competitive esport. because they used to run circuits for Melee back then, and that's how a lot of like people like Mewtwo King, a lot of your favorites like Mewtwo King, PC Chris, a lot of them used to compete in these circuits, and it helped them make a name for themselves. Like back then, like MLG has always been like really supportive of the Smash community, and just how they did circuits for Melee, they were trying to do competitive circuits for Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but Nintendo shut that down because, you know, Nintendo. And then the time when it went back, I believe it was 2013's like Evo, there was they held a charity contest. Evo held a charity contest in the game that raised the most money for breast cancer research. That, I believe, for breast cancer research, that game was going to get the final spot at Evo. So the Melee community, I forgot how much money they raised. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. But the Melee community raised so much money for breast cancer awareness, and you know, then they beat the Skullgirls community out to have Super Smash Bros. Melee as the final game for that Evo. So Nintendo waits until they get all the money, so they raise all this money. Yay, they won. You would think, okay, they're gonna be an Evo, right? Nope. Nintendo then goes up to Evo, and not only do they tell Evo that they can't stream Super Smash Bros. Melee, they're not even allowed to have it at the event at all. It got to a point that so many people raged and were chewing Nintendo out to the point that Nintendo then finally last seconds, oh, okay, never mind, guys, you can play your game, you can play it. And well, fortunately, they ended up, Melee was at that Evo because, you know, Nintendo changed their mind after people let them have it. But it's just I don't understand this. Like, Nintendo is like, I can understand if someone goes, like, I can understand shutting down like those Super Mario Brothers porn videos or whatever like that. I can understand that. Look, if someone's going out there and like trying to spread like communist propaganda with like Mario and trying to sell the t-shirts or something, okay, I can understand you doing that or protecting your IPs. But Mario, like Nintendo is like that super strict like parent that won't even let their kids like watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Because apparently it's like devil worshipping. It's like that's them. If you go out and make a profit-free fan game that you're not even selling, Nintendo will go up there and just delete that in a snap, bro. Like, they've done it with so many Mario mods. They have done it with like freaking, what's it called? That Metroid 2 Samus Returns. Like, what was it called? I think I believe that it was called Another Metroid 2 Remake. You wanna know why it called Another Metroid 2 Remake? Because the other freaking 50 Metroid remakes probably got canceled, I'm sure, by Nintendo. Or probably got a cease and desist by Nintendo. Nintendo just takes down so much freaking crap, dude. Like, you can't even have fan games. Like, shoot, I'm wearing like this freaking Super Mario Brothers like t-shirt. Who knows? Nintendo ninjas will probably go break through my freaking window and then rip the t-shirt off my freaking back, man. That's probably what's going to freaking happen. I'm sure of it. I'm probably going to get like a freaking cease and desist. Bro, man, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is probably going to get a cease and desist letter for having Mario in it, bro. If you think about it, bro. Shoot, man, it's like, bro, you're like imagine like playing freaking Super Mario like 64. And like Nintendo just goes up and just freaking like blows up your like Nintendo 64 because Mario's in the freaking game, dude. Like that, and if that was to freaking happen, I just would not be surprised because Nintendo is just so ridiculous with their like IPs, man. It's freaking terrible. It's like, holy cow, Nintendo. It's like Nintendo made a lot of our childhoods, or they were a big part of our childhoods. But boy, do they make so many freaking stupid decisions, man. Like holy cow, as like they make good games, but dang, Nintendo freaking sucks, man. this system is discontinued. The game, Super Smash Bros. Melee, is discontinued. You can't get this. Hold up. You cannot buy this game. You cannot get this game on the Switch eShop. You would think they would allow you to, but you can't get this game on the freaking eShop. The only Smash game that you can play on the Switch legally is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So you can't get this freaking game anyways. You can't get this game freaking anyways. Like you honestly getting an ISO file and playing and using like the Dolphin emulator and playing freaking Super Smash Bros. Melee on your computer is not taking money out of Nintendo's pockets, because the game Super Smash Bros. Melee is discontinued. I could understand Nintendo shutting down Slippy if this came out. Let's say this came out when Melee dropped, like back in 2001, and if the ISO files were online, I could understand Nintendo, getting like panicking because that's a brand new Smash game. Like if people were pirating Super Smash Bros. Ultimate like crazy right now, and they were doing this thing with Slippy, or like how if they're doing the thing with like if they had like a Slippy like thing, because Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is like online is like booty butt cheeks. It's like I could understand if people were pirating Ultimate and you were getting it for free and it was cutting into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate sales. Okay, I can understand Nintendo doing that, because Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the current Smash game. Makes perfect freaking sense. It's very easy to get Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. All you have to do is just get enough money to get the game. It's readily available on the Switch. If you can't get it physically, you can get it like digitally. I can perfectly understand that. And I could also, even though this still would be kind of scummy, I could still also see that if Super Smash Bros. Melee, if Melee was available on the Switch, I could I could also kind of see, okay, I think it would still be like, it would still suck that they're shutting down these tournaments, but I could at least understand. So okay, maybe they don't want to bleed. Maybe they don't want this to take away from sales on the eShop. Okay, but no, Melee's not available. It's not readily available. It's just Nintendo being a bunch of freaking dickheads, dude. Like, they're just being a bunch of freaking jerks. Like, it's just pointless, man. It's like Super Smash, like, Nintendo is like a freaking 4-year-old child with his toy. Like, have you ever seen like a 4-year-old child that look, as someone who does substitute teaching, I deal with a lot of the younger grades, like kindergarten. I deal with pre-K kids up to 3rd grade. That's what I mainly do. And when it's recess for these kids, when it's recess for them, I'm like, okay guys, time to go play. Alright, so Little Timmy's playing with this. So let's say that Little Timmy is playing with a Waluigi toy. And Little Shaniqua is playing with a Mario toy. They're playing with their toys. Little Shaniqua is like, woohoo, I'm Mario, wahoo, wahoo. And then little freaking Davon just goes up and just rips that toy and just starts freaking doing that. Wait, where was I going with this? Wait, where am I going with this story? Oh, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so okay, my bad, guys. Little Timmy is playing with a Waluigi toy. Little Shaniqua is playing with a Mario toy. Alright, they're playing with the toys. They've been playing with the toys for a while. It's time for them to share. So, Little Johnny goes up. Is like, hey, Little Timmy, can I go play with your... Hey, Little Timmy, can I go play with your Waluigi toy? And then Little Timmy's like, no, it's my Waluigi toy. You can't touch it. So, okay, say that I'm like the teacher. I'm like, hey, Little Timmy, you guys share the Waluigi toy. No, I don't want to share the Waluigi toy. No. So they go up, and I'm trying to take the Waluigi toy. Say that I'm trying to take the Waluigi toy from Lil Timmy. Lil Timmy then he throws a little temper tantrum. They're like, if I can't play the Waluigi toy, no one can. Goes up, throws the freaking Waluigi toy over there. That's what Nintendo is. Melee, Super Smash Bros. Melee is the Waluigi toy. And then freaking Lil Timmy is Nintendo. And if they just won't let anyone play with their freaking toys, man. Like, they just won't let anyone play with their freaking toys. And that's Nintendo. They're just a bunch of freaking, like they act like little 4-year-olds with their freaking IPs, man. It's just so freaking awful. It's just so wild how the newest freaking like game out right now for Nintendo as I'm talking in this video is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. That's literally you, Nintendo. You are literally letting Koei Tecmo play with one of your toys, and they're doing a fantastic job with one of your series, man. You're literally letting someone else play with your toy, Nintendo. And see how both of you guys are having fun when you share the freaking toy? But no, you want to be a little Timmy and hog up the Waluigi toy. Man, this mess is just freaking awful, dude. It's just so freaking terrible. Dude, it's like, I may not be a competitive Melee player, but Super Smash Bros. Melee, so this game means so much to me, because this was, like, I've always been I've been playing video games ever since I was like 3, like late 3-ish. Kirby Dream Land was my first video game I ever played, but who freaking cares? That's irrelevant. Right now, this is the game. I remember getting this game when I was 6 years old. It came out when I was 5, but I got it when I was just turned 6 or whatever. Not for a birthday, but I think like my mom got it probably like somewhere in February, like early 2002. She got us this game, and I remember this game blowing my mind because I remember looking at the box. I'm like, yo, Pikachu, Bowser, Mario, Zelda. I didn't know his name was Link. I always called him Zelda when I was a child. I called him Zelda. And it just means so much to me. And to see this game just being freaking shoved to the sideline by its crappy owners just makes me so sad, man. I feel bad for those who living and income comes from this game. Right now, a Smash Summit's going on for Melee. And I'm so surprised that Nintendo hasn't done anything about this summit. If you have a Twitter, please go online. Please, I'm going to put it on the screen right now. But please, man, just please tweet out free Melee, man. Free Melee, because the Melee community doesn't deserve this. They don't deserve all this like freaking stuff they're going through. Yeah, man, but thank you guys for listening to me ramble. Alright, y'all, I'm about to go get me something to eat and go get my Waluigi, who's like freaking face planted into the ground right now. This man's like eating freaking carpet. Alright, guys, deuces. Hey, I really appreciate you awesome people checking out my channel. It truly means the world to me. If you like what you saw and heard, check out the other channel that I'm a part of called The Weekend Showcase. There you get to hear me and my fellow goofballs go on about video games, movies, cartoons, comics, and all sorts of nerdy stuff. Pretty dope, actually. Oh yeah! There's also a sock puppet show in one of the episodes. I think you'll like it.